How's it going, everybody? This is Shay D, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get started on shelf 6 of the DVD horror. Here we go. Starting with this shelf, we have Zombieland. Awesome movie. Really enjoy this one. Some good comedy, some good action, just a good all-around fun movie. I do have a couple Funko Pops back here, which I'll show later maybe, of 2 characters from Zombieland. Here we have Don't Kill It. This was an old Dollar Tree pickup. This one's actually pretty fun, starring Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, this is a pretty original, cool concept here. Good movie. I enjoyed it. Here we have one called The Order. This was pretty good too. Older movie with Heath Ledger. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. Great actor. This one I had a lot of fun with as well. Harpoon Whale Watching Massacre. This is pretty much like a slasher on a boat. Pretty good stuff. I believe this is a European movie, so it's some good stuff from overseas there. After Doomsday, not sure how much of a horror one this is. This was another pickup I had got at Dollar Tree, I believe, a long time ago. I haven't watched it yet, but based on the cover they put it in here, I have yet to get around to that one. Here is Curse of Chucky. This is just a DVD release I have of this with a cool little slipcover. I do have most of these other Chucky movies, but you know, I have another one in a different area, and then another one, the original one of Child's Play on Blu-ray. Love those movies. Feast, this one's a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this movie. This one's funny, great practical effects, and it goes some pretty crazy places. And the sequel here is also a blast. A lot more low budget, this one is, than the first one, but still a fun movie that does some pretty crazy things. And I know there is a third one, which I have actually not seen, but I really do enjoy the first one. Here's an old Anchor Bridge release, The Black Waters of Echo's Pond. This one was pretty cool as well. This one has a cool little slip cover on it. Here is a Christmas one that I enjoyed. This is a Christmas slasher. This is an independent movie, so it is a little lower budget, but it's fun, and I do like the storyline of this one. Once Upon a Time at Christmas. Here we have a 4-film collection, and I'll show you what's on here. You have Haunting Sarah, Stranger with My Face, Death Dreams, and From the Dead of Night. I think these are more along like the thriller line, and they're mostly TV movies, I believe. Here we have a good for Horror Unleashed collection. Yeah, as you can see here, The Blob, which is the remake from the 80s. Freaking awesome. Christine, the John Carpenter directed and Stephen King written classic. Fright Night, yet another classic. And The Seventh Sign, which is also a great old school movie. One of my favorites right here, The Return of the Living Dead. I also have this on Blu-ray in a steelbook, but I had to keep this DVD release. Just love that movie. So good. Here we have one that Fangoria presented called Sin Reaper. This was okay. That is a really cool cover though. I like that cover. The Possession. I saw this one in the theaters when it had came out. Another good movie. I enjoyed this one as well. Christina's House. This was a fun thriller type movie. I like to pick up these MGM releases. MGM has put a lot of good movies out. Here's an old one that I actually have yet to check out. This is Alfred Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder. Yeah, I have yet to check that one out. I should probably check that one out here soon. Funland. Now this isn't strictly horror, even though this cover suggests it would be. I mean, the best thing about this movie probably is the cover. It's a great cover. It's pretty low budget. Some comedic tones, but it is a little ahead of its time. Has to deal with like a spree shooter type thing. Love Thy Neighbor. It was okay. I believe this one was a TV movie as well. Buried Alive. I know there's a few movies called Buried Alive. This one is on the lower end of the spectrum. There's some better movies out there called Buried Alive, but this one was okay. Yet another one I really like right here, Bubba Hotep. Just a fun, original movie with a great performance by Bruce Campbell and Ossie Davis. Yeah, fun movie from Don Coscarelli that did the Phantasm movies. I guess I put words together sometimes, but whatever. I'll just keep rolling. Hard Candy, another great one, how this all plays out. Very well acted movie. Charismata. This also comes with two other movies, which is Dark Spirits and Legacy of Evil. But this one was not bad. I kind of enjoyed this one, how it played out. I think this is a movie from the UK. But yeah, got that at Dollar Tree as well. And here's another Dollar Tree pickup that I haven't watched yet. Intensive Care. That one looks like it could be okay. Here's a good one I like too. Jack Ketchum's The Lost. Pretty brutal stuff going on there. Good flick though. Here's a Cult Classics collection. This one has Dementia 13, which I have on some previous sets. Frozen Alive, The Screaming Skull, and Jesse James Meets Frankenstein's Daughter. Here we have a double feature. We have Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, great zombie movie, and Forever Evil. Kind of a cheesy one. The Iris Effect. This was okay. I think this possibly was a TV movie as well. Not 100% sure on that. Some of these I haven't seen for quite a while. The Killer Within Me, more along the lines of a thriller. Haunted from Within, I believe this is one I have yet to check out as well. Pulse, this is a cool one from the 80s. I enjoyed this movie, like where something's going through the electricity. Pretty freaking cool. Here is another movie called Pulse, and this is the remake of the Asian-made movie Pulse, which are both pretty good. I enjoy these. I think there's actually a sequel to this as well, which I have not seen. Here is a triple feature. This is some vampire stuff. Here you have Blood Angels, Vampires Out for Blood, and Succubus Hellbent. Those are just some lower tier, mid tier kind of fun ones. Here's one that people don't talk about much that I really enjoyed. Some Guy Who Kills People. This is an old Anchor Bay release, I believe. Yeah. Or one of their later releases. But yeah, this one's good. I really liked how this one played out too. So check out Some Guy Who Kills People. Good flick. Here we get into a little trilogy that I really enjoy. Outpost. Got some good zombie movies here. I have the second one on Blu-ray, but this would be the third one. Outpost, Rise of the Spetsnaz. Good stuff here. I like all three of those movies. Cool zombie movies. Mr. Jones, I liked this one as well. A little different take on a found footage movie, but it was pretty good. Shudder, this one is another remake of an Asian movie, but not bad. I haven't seen the original Shudder though, and same with this one. This is a remake of the original Asian movie Dark Water, which I have not seen the original, but Dark Water I enjoyed as well. Turbo Kid. This one's a lot of fun. Check it out. Crazy gore, crazy fun time, like post-apocalyptic stuff right there. Raising Cain, you got a great thriller here. Another great Brian De Palma movie. Yeah, Brian De Palma, I don't think you can go wrong. I think he's a great filmmaker. Don't Breathe, freaking awesome. I saw this in the theater. Very original story, very good movie. I recently saw the sequel to this, Don't Breathe 2, in the theater, and I enjoyed it as well. I really like this movie. I thought it was very original and pretty freaking awesome, and I enjoyed the sequel, which I had just seen in the theater recently. Cursed. Some people don't care for this one. I actually enjoy this one. Awesome, underrated Wes Craven movie. it's just a fun werewolf movie. It's just fun. Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, awesome. Tales from the Dark Side, the show, is one of my all-time favorite shows. And this movie is a great anthology. Crawl Space. I know there's a few movies named Crawl Space as well that share the same title. This one is from IFC, but a pretty good, solid little flick. The Unborn. This one was okay. Now, was this one a remake? I don't remember if, let me scoot back here, if this one was a remake or not, or if it's its own thing. I don't really remember on that one. The Evil in Us. This was a solid little movie as well. Enjoyed this. Has something to do with like taking a drug and then they become kind of like almost like zombies, but they're all flipped out and shit. The Devil's Rock. This one was a good one as well. Pretty creepy stuff. Frames of Fear. This is a shot-on-video movie, a shot-on-video anthology, and I enjoyed this. I know one of the segments from this movie, the one with the wrestler, actually got its own movie, and I believe there is a part 2 and 3 to this, so I believe that's a trilogy so far. Fear of the Dark. This was a cool one, kind of a lower budget, but fun little movie. I enjoyed that as well. Here's one I've always loved. This is the Awesome Synapse release. I'm flubbing my words today, but I'm just gonna roll through these guys. Yeah, Curtains, a great slasher. I do have that pack that had, Walmart had put out a pack back in the day, like a 4-pack of movies that had this, and that was the only way you could get it at the time, so I did have that, but once this came out, had to pick that up. Curtains, underrated, awesome slasher. Digging Up the Marrow. This is another found footage one I thoroughly enjoy. Pretty cool stuff. Some kind of like Nightbreed type stuff with the storyline in there. Trash Fire. This was good as well. How this one plays out is pretty awesome. Brutal. This one was okay. Another one where maybe the cover is my favorite thing. The movie's a little low budget, but it's still okay. Just wasn't my thing. Bug. This is freaking awesome. Great movie here. Some really solid performances by the actor Michael Shannon and actress Ashley Judd. Really good stuff here. Really solid flick. Here we have one called Prey. This is Killer Lions. So yeah, pretty cool. This is one of those old Blockbuster exclusives. I was always happy to find these in pawn shops or flea markets or whatever, because if you know Blockbuster back in the day, they were a little pricey, and every time you take movies back, they wanted to charge you extra shit, saying that they, you know, late fees or whatever. Even if you turned it in, it seems like I used to have issues with them saying, well, we don't have this movie, or, you know, you owe this from the like, you know what? I'm glad to find this shit for like $1 or $2 now. You know what I mean? Now it's mine. So yeah, well that's anyway. Sorry for the little rant, but that's a pretty cool movie. Serpent in the Rainbow, yet another Wes Craven classic. Love this one. A different take on zombies. Good shit. Devil's Advocate, another solid movie. Good performances by these two amazing actors, Keanu Reeves and Al Pacino. Really cool how that one plays out too. Here's another one that's a pretty original story, The Jacket. Again, along the lines of a thriller and stuff, but enough horror in there. Yeah, a very well acted movie. This one, not so much so. It is pretty low tier, not my favorite. I definitely would recommend The Breed, the killer dog one that I think I talked about either a shelf or two ago. It's the one that Wes Craven presented. It's another movie called The Breed with the killer dogs. And yeah, I definitely prefer that one over this one. This is some low budget vampire stuff. One of my favorite movies of all time. I remember seeing this movie when I was a real little kid. This is a TV movie. I had just somehow watched it on TV, or they were replaying it or whatever. And for years, I didn't know what this was, or I thought maybe it was a figment of my imagination. This image of this creepy scarecrow. And yeah, this movie used to creep me out. So later, when I found out the title of this movie and I got back, I'm like, oh, that is the movie. That is the movie I had seen so long ago when I was a little kid. So I'll always have a special spot for this movie. Love it. Fucking awesome movie. Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. Red Riding Hood. Yeah, I have fun with this one. It's okay. The Boneyard. This one's a blast. Early 90s, I believe. If you like stuff like Dead Alive, which I think most of us horror people just love that stuff anyway, but The Boneyard, I definitely recommend. Great practical effects, some funny performances, and just the way it plays out. It's just a fun movie. Fun movie. Knock Knock. It was okay. A little lower budget. I know there's the Keanu Reeves Knock Knock. This is not that one. I believe this one even has a sequel, which I haven't seen. But yeah, it was just okay. Wes Craven Presents Don't Look Down. This was all right. Not one of his best for sure, but or actually he just presented that one. So, but it has to deal with like the fear of heights and stuff like that. Here we have Dr. Giggles, freaking awesome. Classic slasher, and this is Larry Drake once again, who starred in Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. So yeah, Dr. Giggles, awesome. Here we have an independent movie called Agrosomnia. This was okay, kind of trippy, nightmarish type stuff, but it is a independent movie. Here we have a 5-pack. These are Canadian horror films, and there you can see Agrosomnia again in the middle. Abolition. Long Pigs, which is the standout for this one. It's a great like found footage movie. Check that one out. What is this one called? Werewolf Fever is pretty awesome too. And then that I Heart Doomsday, which is this one, which I did not care for. Here we have one, She Gods of the Shark Reef. That's an old Roger Corman one. Here we have The Witches of Eastwick. Just a fun one. A fun one back in the day. I'm just readjust right here. And we have a double pack here. Night of the Sharks, which is kind of fun, and Piranha, which was an okay early 70s movie. This is not the Piranha movie, you know, with the fish and stuff. Just like Piranha and Piranha 2, Deadly Spawning. This is its own separate movie, just so you know. It's not that. The classic, The Exorcism of Emily Rose. I enjoy that movie as well. I think it's kind of cool. The Exorcism of Molly Hartley. I enjoyed this one. Peter Jackson's King Kong. I love this movie. I think it's freaking awesome. This is a cool, like, deluxe extended edition. So this is a triple discer, I believe. And then I got this one. Another copy of that, King Kong. This is the one I watch a little more, and if I really want to watch a bunch of extra special features, that one has many special features. The Brotherhood, I don't believe I've watched that one yet. And here we have The Wasp Woman, yet another old Roger Corman one. Here's one I don't think I've heard anybody ever mention, one called Bludgeoned. This is an independent movie, but it was actually pretty good. I did not mind that one at all. Bludgeoned. I don't think I've heard anybody mention that one before. Here we have Pumpkinhead 2, which I do have the original Pumpkinhead, as if you're watching my previous shelves. Leprechaun, which is awesome. Actually, Leprechaun, this first one and that last one are my two favorite Leprechaun series. And then we have Wishmaster and Wishmaster 2. Yet another Wes Craven Presents movie. And to finish off this shelf, George A. Romero Presents Dead Time Stories Volume 2. I expected a lot from this because of George A. Romero, but I did not care for this. It's an anthology. yeah, it's just him presenting these. I don't know if these were students of his or people he was just trying to help. But the best thing about this movie is the cover. But shout out to everybody, that any independents that are just making movies. So, yeah, there is that next shelf. And I'd just like to thank everybody that's been watching my videos. And I'm going to keep these rolling. Stick with me. I hope everybody's doing well. Staying safe. Be good, everybody. Peace.